What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the comparison between Redmi Y1 and the Redmi Note 4. Redmi Y1 is available in two variants starting at 9000 rupees that comes with 3GB RAM and 32GB of internal storage. Next variant is sold at 11,000 rupees for 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. Redmi Note 4 is also currently available only in two variants. Base variant starts at 10,000 rupees that comes with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage. Next variant is sold at 12,000 rupees that comes with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. As of now, Redmi Y1 is sold online exclusively on Amazon.in and mi.com, whereas Redmi Note 4 is sold online exclusively on Flipkart and mi.com. Both the phones are also sold in Xiaomi's very own Mi Home and Xiaomi's other offline partners, so you can buy them online and offline. As of now, Redmi Note 4 is being sold in open sale, so you can buy it whenever you want. And Redmi Y1 is being sold in a flash sale, so you have to wait for a weekly flash sale. Now that the availability is out of the way, let's look at the similarities, then the differences, and where each phone excels. I'll start with the similarities. Both the phones come with a 5.5-inch display with different resolution and a 2.5D curved glass on the front. Redmi Y1 has a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front, but Redmi Note 4 doesn't. And we don't know the name of the glass protection Redmi Note 4 has. Going on next, both the phones have all the basic sensors like proximity, ambient, gyroscope, compass, FM radio, LED notification light, an extra IR blaster, and a fingerprint scanner. Both the phones are currently running MIUI 9. Redmi Note 4 is based on Android 7.0 and Redmi Y1 is based on Android 7.1. As both the phones are running the same skinned OS, both the phones have the very same set of software features. Like you have dual apps, secondary space, one-handed mode, everything is same on both the phones in terms of software features. Both the phones come with a 10 watts power adapter and doesn't support fast charging. Both the phones support dual SIM with dual 4G and VoLTE is also supported, so you won't have any problems with Jio on both the phones. Now those were the similarities, now let's look at the differences. Both the phones have almost the exact same physical footprint, but they are built differently. Redmi Y1 has a plastic body with a metal matte finish to give it a metallic look. It feels light and sleek. It has a thickness of 7.7 mm and weighs 153 grams. Redmi Note 4 has a metal build with a metal back, plastic strips at the top and bottom for antennas. Comparatively, it is thicker and slightly heavier. It has a thickness of 8.45 mm and weighs 165 grams. In terms of design and build, there isn't much to say. Both look boring and both are very well built, so no complaints over there. Both the phones support dual SIM. But Redmi Y1 comes with a SIM card tray that houses 2 nano SIM slots and a dedicated SD card slot. So you can use 2 nano SIMs and SD card all at once. Redmi Note 4 also supports dual SIM, but its SIM card tray comes with a micro SIM slot and a hybrid SIM slot. So on Redmi Note 4, you can either use 2 SIMs or a SIM and an SD card. You can't use all 3 at once as it is. But you can use this particular add-on to use 2 SIMs and SD card all at once. Right out of the box, Redmi Y1 definitely has an advantage, but if you really need to use 2 SIMs and SD card on your Redmi Note 4, you can do it. Going on next, both the phones have capacitive buttons below the display, but only Redmi Note 4 has backlit capacitive buttons. Redmi Y1 doesn't have any backlighting, so that's another advantage with Redmi Note 4. Buttons on both the phones are made of metal, but on Note 4, they are more clickable and have a nice tactile feel to them. Now coming to the display department, both the phones have the same 5.5-inch display, but Y1 comes with a HD resolution and Redmi Note 4 has a Full HD resolution. Now coming to the picture quality, Redmi Note 4 has a cooler color tone and Y1 looks warm, but the brightness levels on Y1 are more than Redmi Note 4. Sunlight legibility is good on both the phones, but Y1 will look better than Redmi Note 4. While watching videos, because of the extra pixels, footage on Redmi Note 4 felt more sharper and colors look more accurate. So in the display department, Redmi Note 4 is definitely better than Redmi Y1. Now coming to cameras, both the phones have a 13 megapixel cameras with Redmi Note 4 having f2.0 aperture and Redmi Y1 having f2.2 aperture. There isn't much difference between both the rear cameras, but Redmi Y1 was slightly better than Redmi Note 4. Now coming to the front facing cameras, Redmi Note 4 has a 5 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture and Redmi Y1 has a 16 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture, 76.4 degree field of view and a dedicated selfie light. For selfies, Redmi Y1 is way better than Redmi Note 4. I have already made a separate camera comparison, do check it out for more information and sample shots. Selfies on Y1 are much wider than Note 4 with better dynamic range and better exposure control. Just like the Oppo and Vivo phones, Y1 tends to overexpose the shot, so sometimes pictures might look blown out. But in good lighting conditions, Y1 really nails it. For rear camera video recording, there isn't much difference between both the phones. Both lack OIS and EIS, so the footage is very shaky, but Y1's footage is slightly more brighter. Now coming to front camera video recording, there is a huge difference between both the cameras. Y1's footage is much wider and brighter than Note 4. Now coming to performance, Redmi Note 4 sports the Snapdragon 625 processor with Adreno 506 GPU built using the 14nm architecture. On the other hand, Redmi Y1 sports a Snapdragon 435 processor with Adreno 506 GPU built using the 28nm architecture. So in terms of raw performance, Redmi Note 4 is better, and even in terms of power efficiency and less heating issues, Redmi Note 4 is better. Now Redmi Note 4 just doesn't have raw numbers. It actually performs way better than Redmi Y1. You can check out my speed test for more information on that. So in terms of performance, less heating issues and better gaming experience, Redmi Note 4 is better. In the audio department, there isn't a huge difference between both the phones on headset, but in terms of speaker loudness, Redmi Note 4 was slightly louder. By the way, both the phones have a mono speaker under the right grille at the bottom. Now finally, in the battery department, once again Redmi Note 4 is better. Redmi Note 4 comes with a 4100 mAh battery and Redmi Y1 comes with a 3080 mAh battery. Note 4 also has the added advantage of a power efficient processor. On normal usage, you get around 8 to 9 hours of screen on time on Redmi Note 4 and 4 to 5 hours of screen on time on Redmi Y1. So the difference in battery life is really huge. So guys, with the Redmi Y1, you get a slimmer phone with a smaller battery, better selfies, slightly better rear camera, and a dedicated SD card slot. With Redmi Note 4, you get a better display, more performance, so it can last you much longer, bigger battery, all that for just 1000 rupees more. So if you don't take a lot of selfies or selfies are not a priority for you, definitely spend a little more and get the Redmi Note 4. But if you like to take a lot of selfies and you want the best selfie in the price segment, then you can buy Redmi Y1. If you are a very basic user who uses very small number of apps, then the difference in performance between both the phones can be ignored. Memory management sucks big time on both the phones right out of the box, even though they are running MIUI 9. So to fix that, make sure you disable memory optimization and turn off MIUI optimization in developer options. If you want my suggestion, go with the Redmi Note 4 if you are an average or above average user. If you are a very basic user who doesn't use a lot of apps, then you can go with the Redmi Y1. So guys, out of these two phones, which phone will you buy and why? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.